What's up, my beautiful peeps? How are you guys? How are you guys doing? How are you guys feeling? I hope you guys are feeling great. I hope you guys are doing great. I hope you guys are feeling positive and feeling beautiful. I hope you guys are loving yourselves. um, I really appreciate you guys taking the time to listen and watch this podcast, for tuning back in every Monday, baby, every week. And if you're new, what's up? I hope you're ready to listen to the good vibes. I hope you're coming in with good and positive vibes. No negativity, please. There's no negativity here. We're all about positivity. I'm all about positivity. And if you're negative, if you're bringing in negativity, that's because you're negative. You're in this little negative space. And I get it. I've been there. I feel like a lot of us have been there. But that's why it's important to start loving yourself. You lack self love. I knew when I was in a little negative space, I lacked self love. I wasn't loving myself. I wasn't taking care of myself. I was surrounding myself with toxicity. So it's important to make sure what you are doing, who are you surrounding yourself with, and why is it that you're negative? It's time to switch to positivity. It's not hard, but it takes some time, You just have to cut cut ties with negativity. You stop being negative, stop thinking negatively. It all starts with your mind. You really have to start showing yourself love. I believe it all starts with self-love. Self-love just does it all. It's just so magic and so powerful. Honestly, I am here today to explain to you guys how you can start loving yourself. I'm going to tell you guys ways of how I started loving myself, what I do, and just, what worked for me and how it really helped me change for the better and what self love really is. I feel like self love has everything to do with you, honestly. I did ask you guys some questions on Instagram and on Threads, so make sure to go follow the vibes, Liz Talks Vibes, on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads, because I do ask you guys questions and I would just love to hear your guys's answers, your guys' perspective on things. I love talking to you guys. I love seeing different sides to a situation. I love seeing different perspectives. I'm not here to tell you you're right, I'm wrong, or anything like that. I like to learn. I like to learn new things. I like to see what you have to say. This is a very peaceful environment. I'm open to hearing you guys. Like I said, when I ask you guys questions, I really want you to feel like you're being heard. So that's why I ask you guys questions, because not only do I like to speak on what I want to speak on, I ask you guys questions to see if what you guys want me to talk about specifically, or just like, I like to have this back and forth type of thing where we are really talking to each other, because I'm talking to you guys right here through the camera. And obviously, you guys can't talk to me back right away, but you guys can comment. If you guys are listening to this on YouTube, you guys can comment. I look at the comments when I ask you guys questions on Instagram and just tell you guys, what do you guys think about the video? And if you guys have further questions, or another topic comes up, I want to go and talk more about that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we're really having a conversation. So go follow the vibes. And I asked you guys what you guys thought self love is, and what you guys do to show you guys self love. And I got, some of the basics, where self care is self love, taking care of your health, exercising, self respect, understanding, which I'm thinking understanding yourself, and what they do, again, exercise, learn new things, listening to themselves, to their feelings, to their emotions, going to the gym, self-care, discipline, alone time, which honestly are all great things. And another reason why I ask is because I want to see where you guys stand on things. And I will, like with the self-love questions, I feel like, self love is being talked about a lot more, which I am so happy about. But I feel like it still needs to be talked about more, especially in a younger age. We don't hear about self-love in like elementary school, middle school, or even high school. We don't learn about it at all in school. They don't teach us self-love. They don't tell us to love ourselves at all. I don't know how it is now, but I know when I went to school, they did not teach us about self-love. But you see it around in society. Yeah, a lot of us are talking about self-love more. You don't hear it much in music. English music nowadays, what do you hear about? Females, this and that, drugs, big ass, like da da da. It's crazy. You don't hear about it in the news. The news are just here to frighten you. You don't hear about it in much in anything, in movies. It's not, they don't really, like they're not portraying self love like in princess movies. What is it? A prince, they fall in love, and you think that's love, which it is love. It's beautiful to love somebody else, to find your soulmate, to be loved. But love, true love, is already within you. You shouldn't be relying on somebody else's love, on somebody else to be there for you, thinking that love is just between two people. No, love is within you, and it's important to love yourself, because if you don't love yourself, you can't love nobody else. These answers were great. I see that my peeps are about self-love, or they are learning, because a lot of people still don't know about self-love. They don't practice self-love. They don't love themselves, or they don't know how to. I feel like a lot of people overthink it as well, because these are all great things, the answers that I got. The responses are all great things, and they all do contribute to self-love. But honestly, self-love is way more than just putting on a face mask, than eating healthy, than exercising. I feel like those things are mainly external things, where self-love, I honestly feel like self-love is just everything that has to do with you, the littlest things, the everyday things, what you choose to do for yourself, what you choose to say to yourself, what you choose to listen to, what you choose to read, what you choose to watch, all of those things. Like, are you going to eat junk food, or are you going to eat healthy foods? Because I feel like one of the main important contributions to self-love is eating healthy, because if you are eating junk, you're going to feel like junk. You're just consuming junk, and that fucks with your mental health. Like, that fucks with your inside organs, with, things internally. So that is going to have an impact on how you feel about yourself. That's the shit that causes anxiety, depression. If you're consuming alcohol, drugs, weed, that has a higher risk for depression, for anxiety. What you choose to watch. Are you watching the news? The news are only scaring you. They want you to live in fear, which then has no, you're just, you're full of fear, and there's no room for self-love. There's no room for love. There's no room for confidence or any of that. You're just living in fear. And that's not good. That's not a good form of self-love. There's no reason to live in fear. There's no reason to live, in a world where people are telling you what's coming, what's going to happen, how you should live your life. No, you live your life how you want to. What are you reading? What are you listening to? Again, the news, music, the English music nowadays. I don't want to get too into it, but I mean, if you guys have listened to it, like it's it's ridiculous, to be honest. I'm not saying the music I listen to is the best, but it's way better than English music. I listen to Spanish music, and honestly, the corridos tumbados that they call them nowadays, I'm not even that into, because they're just kind of talking about dumb shit. It's not like old school corridos where they were like based on stories, shit that happened. And yeah, it might have been some crazy shit, but it's true, it was true. It's like a story. And there's just nothing like the old school Spanish music. The old school romanticas, like, I love it, like I love those romanticas. Like, it just like, it fills me up with love, like, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, but what are you reading? I started reading a lot of self-love books, self-healing, self-improvement, all about the self, because it really starts with you. And that brought me to a whole nother world, dude, like the self-love world. Like, it was just things I have never heard. I have never heard about, I haven't learned about. And it was just like this awakening feeling where I was like, dude, I need to start loving me. I need to start taking care of me because nobody else is going to do that, you know? And I need to stop relying on somebody else's love and just love my true self. It really is what you choose to do, what you choose to think. Are you currently thinking negatively about yourself, about your whole life? Are you going to continue to think negatively, or are you going to start thinking positively? It all starts internally. You have to take care of yourself, yeah, externally and internally, but I think you should take care of yourself internally first because it all does start with your mind. That has a lot to do with what you're thinking, obviously, and what you will do. You want to make sure that you feel good about yourself internally and who you are on the inside. It's not about how you look, it's about how you feel about your true self and accepting your true self. I believe that that's the realest form of self love, loving your true self, your true authentic self, who you are on the inside, Because, we're a soul. I believe we're all souls living this, experiencing this human experience. And it's about just letting your soul be, letting your soul guide the way. I'm very big on listening to my intuition and following my intuition because I would get all up in my thoughts. And that's why it's important to make sure you're good internally because, like exercising, yeah, that's a form of self love. But are you exercising your mind? Are you thinking negatively? Because when you go based off what you're thinking, which there are things you should think about, but what has worked for me now is going with my intuition because it's what I feel like doing at that point, at that time, in that present moment. I'm done thinking about all these scenarios, thinking about how it could go good and how it can go bad, and just all these different things. Like, I would get all up in my thoughts and just think about something. Think about it like, oh, it's going to go like this, it's going to go like that. Maybe you're the same way, and you just get stuck there. And you just literally waste your time just there thinking. Like, do it. Take action. Even if it doesn't go the way you want it to be, you're at least doing it. And then if it goes, you know, not so positively, it's fine. You learn from it and just try it again. That's part of life. That's part of the process. Learning, messing up a couple times, learning from it. That way you don't commit the same mistake. It's all about learning. I love improving myself, whether it's a skill, whether it's my mental health, my health. I love working towards becoming the best version of myself. It's just amazing. And I feel like by me doing that, not only am I helping myself, but I'm also helping you guys because I'm here to talk to you guys and help you guys love yourself. I'm all about self-love. My goal, is to spread self-love to everybody, to the whole world, and just explain why it's so important. I'm all about self-growth, self-improvement, because I have grown so much. I really did this shit by myself. I really grew out of this very negative, toxic environment, toxic place that I was in, and I was just creating that for myself. I was only hurting myself, and I was done with that. I was done with it, and I didn't know much on how to improve, on how to grow, on how to glow from that. So that's where the reading came in, and where I did my own research. I really wanted this so bad, and self-love was literally the start and changed everything because once you just start loving yourself, like you just know what to do. Once you accept your true, authentic self, you just let it be. Like it's just so liberating, especially if you were just not faking to be somebody, like not being fake, but like playing this character that you really weren't, just so you could be likable, so people can approve of you, so you could be lovable. That's why I was so shy of meeting new people, because I was hiding my true self. I didn't know, should I just be me, or should I, like, who should I be, and I would analyze and just see, and try to be like them, say stuff that they probably would like, but that's just hurting myself. That's hurting yourself. You really be hurting yourself by not expressing your true, authentic self, especially in the long run, because it just keeps building and building and building up by just hiding yourself, by hiding your true self. Like, let your true self shine, you know? That's, to me, like it for self-love. Just expressing who you really are in that present moment, not living in fear. Like, let go of fear. Let go of the past, and let go of fear from the future, what's going to happen and what's going to be. Always do what you want to do at that given point in time. You know what I'm saying? Just love who you are and appreciate who you are and accept who you are. That's who you are. Stop trying to be somebody you ain't. Stop trying to be like some other person. Stop comparing yourself. Everybody's life is different. Everybody has a purpose. You have a purpose. I have a purpose. You might not know your purpose right now, but it's fine. You will with, I don't know, just it's different for everybody, but it's mainly through experiences, just trying out different things, seeing what you like, meditating, just really looking inwards and go from there. Ways to start showing love to yourself if you're just a beginner. What I did in the beginning was daily positive affirmations, telling myself that I love myself every day and just saying positive things to me, because that's an exercise for the mind. It gets stuck in your head and it gets stuck in your head, and you start believing it instead of believing what other people say about you. Because, when you don't love yourself and you're not grounded in who you are, what other people tell you, when they talk shit to you about you, you believe that. You believe everything that they say, and you live your life based off that. Do you really want to live your life based off what other people are saying about you and telling you to do? They're fixing that in your head and you're believing it. No, you don't want to fucking be like that. You want to create your own life. You want to start loving yourself and believing in yourself. That way you don't believe in nobody else. Start doing loving things to yourself. The littlest things. If you don't do self-care, like I said, all those things do contribute to self-love. Taking care of yourself, some skin, just filling up your whole agenda with you, your whole schedule with you. And you don't have to do that every day. I mean, I do my skincare every day because, who doesn't do their skincare every day? But that's like, oils and like my moisturizer and stuff like that on my face, body oil, lotion on my body. There are certain days that I dedicate specifically to skincare, where I extract my pores, do a face mask, do a hair mask, maybe paint my nails, and stuff like that. But just filling up your agenda with working on yourself and working on your goals, that's a form of self-love. Setting goals, if you don't have goals set now, set some goals, and they don't have to be huge. Start off with little goals, because when you achieve those small goals, you will think that you can do anything. You feel so good to be able to achieve a goal. A goal, big or small, it's still a goal. And if you achieved it, that's great. Congratulate yourself for any achieved goal. big or small. So you will feel like you can achieve anything. And that's when bigger and bigger goals will start to come up and appear, and you will achieve them. Literally switching up everything. If you were negative, start being positive. And what you choose to say, do, read, listen, watch, whatever, think, is this showing love to me? Like, is this going to help me grow? I don't watch TV shows. I mean, sometimes there's like one or two shows, but I don't watch, and that's like once every week. But I don't watch shows like that or anything because I can invest my time in something more valuable. I can watch a podcast that's going to help me. I can learn something new that's going to help me, and it's showing love to me because I'm learning, I'm improving, instead of just sitting there and watching Netflix like some dumb shit, that I'm not learning nothing from. You know what I'm saying? So just think about that when you are choosing to do stuff for you, or whatever it is that it has to do with you. Think, is this showing love to me or is this not? Is this going to bring me negativity or positivity? Am I going to feel good after doing this or not? Am I going to feel bad? Like, are you going to invest time in yourself, or are you going to invest time in going out and drinking and hanging out with friends, where after you might think like, fuck, maybe I should have stayed in and I should have worked on myself. I should have worked on my goals, because now there went my day. There went my weekend. Start showing up for you physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. I am big on feeling, feel your feelings, mad, angry, sad, happy, feel them, but don't let them consume you. you know, and don't like try to avoid them. There was a point where I would avoid my feelings. I would avoid certain feelings, and just, it would build up, and I would feel some type of way, like when I wouldn't say something because I would hurt I would think that I would hurt somebody else's feeling by saying no, but that was actually hurting me. And it literally would hurt my throat chakra, and just like not really expressing my emotions and how I felt. It really hurt my heart chakra. Like, it just builds up and it stays inside of you, and it's not good, especially in the long run. And I'm also like, I really don't give a fuck now. I don't give a fuck about what anybody says or thinks about me, because there was a time where I did give a fuck, where I did think, what are people going to say? What are they going to think? And I would think about that first. I wouldn't think, oh, do I want to do this? No, I'd be like, what are people going to say? You know? And you should not be living your life like that either, because who the fuck are they? You know? If it's going to make you happy, do it. You know what I'm saying? And I really like don't give a fuck. Like, I don't put not 1 second, not one little bit of attention, because then you will fall for it. There's sometimes negative and mean comments I read, and I just laugh. Like, I just feel compassion for them, and I just wish them the best. I wish them healing and self-love, because they lack that, you know? And it's like, if that's what they want to do with their time and life, they have no life, go ahead. I just know I'm not like that, and that's all that matters. Let them be. And if you do still think about it a little bit, what are people going to say? What do they think? All this stuff. Don't give a fuck about it too much. 5 minutes, because there are people where, like, it might affect them a little bit. Let's say 5 minutes. Some people let something affect them a day, a week, a month, a year. Like, it just depends on how long you give a fuck about it. Don't give a fuck about it too long. Feel it. If they make you feel some type of way, they make you feel some type of way, and then let it go. You don't want to act on angriness or sadness or anything like that, because you don't want to act on emotions. You want to feel them, okay, and let them go. That's showing up for you. That's like being a good friend to yourself, because just, you might have friends, And you want to be there for a friend, right? You want to be there when they need somebody, when they need somebody to talk to, when they need a shoulder to cry on. You start doing that for yourself. You can do that for yourself. A lot of people still think it's weird. They think it's crazy, for you to be talking to yourself. I talk to myself every day. I check up on myself every day. I ask myself, Liz, how are you doing? I get in front of a mirror. I journal. I write it down. Whatever it is, that's a great way to express your emotions, to let things go. Journaling, anything, talking to yourself, that's like really checking in, and that's like really letting it go, because you're letting it go, you're expressing it. Journaling and talking to yourself is a great way to let things go and just express how you're feeling, because you don't need somebody there to listen to you. Like, you're always there with yourself. If you're going to be there for a friend, be there for yourself. Like, you are always with you. You're always stuck with you. Like, you can't tell yourself, oh, go away for like an hour and like come back. No. You're always stuck with you. And you want to make sure that you're with yourself in the good times and in the bad times, because there are going to be a couple bumps here and there. And those are like tests. You're there for yourself in the good times. All right, great. But are you there for yourself in the bad times? You should be. You should be there as a support system for yourself. You should be there to talk to yourself and see how you're feeling. If you're feeling some type of way, like, let it go. Talk to yourself. Like, that's completely fine. And we need to normalize that. I'm not saying all friends are bad. Like, friends are great. The right friends. That's why it's important to love yourself and express your true self. That way you do attract your type of people that align with your vibes. Stop depending on other people to take care of you, to love you. When you start loving yourself and just depending on yourself, you will attract other people who also depend on themselves. And you will be able to depend on those people because they know what it is to actually be there for somebody. Because since they can depend on themselves, I know that that would be a good friend for me and somebody loyal and that will be there for me because they are there for themselves. I wouldn't want to be friends with somebody who doesn't love themselves, because I know since they don't love themselves, they're not even going to love me. They're not loyal to themselves. You think they're going to be loyal to me? No. What the fuck? No. So just, it all starts with you. If you do not respect yourself, you will not respect somebody else. If you are not loyal to yourself, you will not be loyal to nobody else. If you are not a good friend to yourself, you will not be a good friend to nobody else. If you do not love yourself, you will not love nobody else, because you don't know what that truly is. If you are negative, you're going to attract negative. If you are positive, you will attract positive. So I want positive people in my life. I'm pretty sure you do too. So it's time for you to replace all that negativity, all that fear, and everything into positivity and to love. Start loving yourself, because, dude, honestly, like, once you start loving yourself, like, you just bloom, like, you just grow, you glow. It's like, and everything just comes with it. All the confidence, all the self-respect. You start to develop boundaries because you love yourself enough to take care of yourself and protect yourself. And just express your true self. You will not care about what other people say and think about you. Once you start loving yourself, everything changes for the better. Okay? So make sure to start loving yourself. After this video, I want you, after listening, watching this podcast, this episode, I want you to start loving yourself. And it's not hard. It's not hard, but it might take some time. But honestly, it's just like a switch. Like, it's a switch and you start loving yourself and shit automatically starts changing. But you will work your way up there. You will learn new things about yourself, because you're letting your true self be. And you're like, oh shit, like, I didn't know about this about me. I didn't know I felt like this. Or this is how you truly feel about this and that. So it's time to start loving you. Okay, you are beautiful. You are capable of doing beautiful things. You are lovable. You are love. make sure to check out my handmade bracelets on my Etsy shop. I do have rose quartz up there, which are great for the heart chakra, which are, it's the crystal of love, and it's great for self-love. Honestly, crystals helped me a lot throughout this journey, and they're just so beautiful, and they're just so magical, and just bring you good and positive vibes. That's all I'm about. Like, you literally feel the energy, you know? So I love you guys. I really appreciate you guys listening, watching to this episode. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye. Peace.